All right, you're welcome to this session of the training. It's been an amazing time these few days working on our Google project, doing the introduction to Figma, and a whole lot of stuff, right? So I've checked through most of your assignments and I realize that you guys are doing something amazing, right? You guys are doing something amazing. So today we are going to take it a step further where I'll be teaching you how to prototype your designs. So I'm going to complete the design and prototype it, right? So let's get quickly into what we have for today. Okay, let's take 1 minute to just talk about where we are joining from. It's been exciting, it's been amazing. Take a moment, type where you are joining from, your location. Let's get to catch up with each other. I'll allow that for just 1 minute and we'll get started. All right, that reminds me, I'm going to point out a few things I noticed when I was going through your assignment. The first thing I noticed is that, let me just quickly get into it. Type where you are joining from, your location. So I noticed that I've forgotten the person's name. Your this thing, what's it called? Your Google is somewhat different, right? It's not this exact navigation bar, but you've been able to do it, right? So what I noticed was that the elements you use were like this kind of button, but not exactly this. What I want you to do, I think that person is he? Oh, I've forgotten your name. Is he Ismail or something? Yeah, yeah, Smell. Or I can't really remember your name, but your Google interface is different, right? So let's continue. What you want to do right now is this. Let me see if I can get your assignment and I'll open it. Okay, no need to do that. There's no time for that. So what you want to do, if your interface is different, like if you are Yasmin or whatever your name is, you will need to put the elements here inside a frame, right? This is for the particular student I'm talking about. It's not for everybody. Get a frame and just draw it over your element. I'm going to take mine off when I'm done. Just draw it like this. The reason why you are doing this is because I'll need you to give that frame a white color, a white fill color, so that when we start prototyping, because just the way this one is now, you notice that the photo is behind the navigation bar, right? If you are scrolling, when this picture gets to this point, you are not supposed to see it. So what the white fill will do, that's the frame, putting the elements here in a frame. What's going to do for you is that it gives you this overlay effect like we have here. So whatever content you are scrolling is going to be behind it, right? I don't need the frame because I already have my auto layer. So I'll just press Ctrl Z to undo that. I think I've done that. So another thing I'll need to point out is I've already added my navigation bar for my phone, but this is a bit complex, right? I also noticed a student was able to do his own navigation bar, right? So I'm not going to do this in this live class, but I'm going to give you an alternative, right? All right, I can see Mohammed from yes, this is the person I'm talking about. Yemsal, your not navigation, yeah, your Google navigation bar is different in your UI, and I saw what you were doing already, right? If you confirm what I'm saying, type yes, confirm what I'm saying, Yemsal. Your Google navigation bar was different. So what you need to do is to put it in a frame, right? Put it in a frame. Amen from Oyo, amazing. Yemsa, I'm talking about your design, and you are all right. You've confirmed, right? So all you need to do is to put it in a frame, like I've just demonstrated. Then give the frame a white fill. If I can remember, there's even a search bar. It's we have button, even one of the button is going out, and I made a comment that you should is outside your normal phone frame. Put it inside. If you put it inside, it's normally going to it will be like this, something like this. This is for YMSAL. This is how that button is, and it's normal. All you just need to do is to get your frame I think your nav bar is somewhere around there. Then just do something like this. Once I do this, those contents will just automatically go inside the frame. And if I give it a color, I'm going to give it a blue color. So you see what I'm talking about? A green, you can see that, right? Oh, something, I'm doing the wrong thing now. So, but just put it in a frame. Let me not scatter my work. I also appreciate the fact that you are going the extra mile. Even if your work is not exactly like us, you are still doing something around it, right? So let's get started with our class for today. Yeah, let's get started. So our next class is going to be on Monday, right? And it's probably going to be our last class. It's not something you should miss because I won't make just the way we used to have these videos available after the class. I'm going to make that one private because I'll be sharing a lot of secrets about the tech space. I'll be sharing a lot of secrets about the tech space. So I'm going to make it private. So the best thing you can do for yourself, and I'm also going to be sharing a lot about my personal finances, right? So I'm going to make it private because I don't want some of this content to go out, right? If you didn't see comments on your assignment, maybe you submitted late or you didn't submit in a place I can see your work. So what we're doing on Monday, we'll be talking about freelancing, how to get foreign jobs that can pay you up to $150,000 every year. So do that in your currency and you know what you're expecting, right? So because of the content I'll be sharing will be premium, I will make that video private, right? I'm going to make the video private so that it doesn't just go viral like that. Is that the word? But long story short, I'm going to make it private. So the best way you can benefit from that class is to be in class. The best way you can benefit. So make out time on Monday, 7 p.m. same time. We'll be digging a lot about the freelancer. I'll be showing you how people get jobs, foreign remote jobs, and they get paid in dollars, right? So you don't miss that class for anything. So I also mentioned that you should download your Figma application because that's what we're using for this class to test our app. So let's get started. As at our last class, we've already done something like this, right? And we stopped. I saw somebody's work. It was very long. I like that energy. I've just done 5, and I think I'll stick to this 5. So the next thing you want to do for me is that you select this, hold shift to select the next one, hold shift again to select the next one. We started class, hold shift to select the next one like that, hold shift to select. I've selected all my frames, so I'm going to put them on auto layout as well because they are similar items. So what I do with my auto layout, I use it to group similar items, right? When I say group, I'm not doing Control G. I'm using Shift A to put items, similar items together. So I'll press Shift A on my keyboard. I've added my auto layout. You can see that. So it means if I bring this out, they are together. You see it, right? So I'll put it back inside. I'll align it to the middle so it just stays perfectly. Next thing I want to do is let's go back to our reference. So after this, what's it called? The weather stuff and the scores, we have our images, right? Which is what you have here. Notice that I made my frame longer. There's a reason for that. I told you guys I wanted to achieve the scrolling effect so that when I'm previewing my design on my phone to test it, I can scroll, right? We'll do that together in this class. Let's now start working on our second screen. So this is a screenshot for our second screen, and I've already made it the size of my frame. How do we start? I'll just get my rectangle. I try my best to do exact. Let me give you a secret about UI UX design for free. So the way UI UX design works, even when you start doing real work, right? Most of the time you'll be replicating elements from other designs. We call it UI reference, right? Maybe you want to build a fintech app or you want to design a fintech app. There are other fintech apps existing, right? you will do research on existing apps, get their layout, how they do their layout. Let me put my face. You get how they do their layout, and you will try to replicate. Let's say for example is how to transfer money, right? You can see how UBA bank design their own application, their transfer. Then you replicate something similar for your own app. You can check out OPay. You can check out, just check out some of these websites that do the same thing or similar services. You will notice that their interface looks similar somehow. A good example is for those persons that do betting. You know that betting websites look alike. If you do shopping online, you will notice that e-commerce websites look alike. There's product page, there is cart page, all of those things. So when you're also building an e-commerce UI, right, you don't want to be too creative. You don't want to be too creative. All you want to do is that you get references, right, then try to replicate. So if you start learning how to replicate something to be almost the same as what you are trying to redesign rather, you just see yourself building a good UI skill. If you are following, type I'm following. If you are following, type I'm following. I'm giving you design tips. I've just like this year alone. In fact, throughout last year, I worked on more than 13 projects. This year, too, I've also been from January. I've been working. I'm giving you tip on how we replicate UI to build our new product. If you are following, type I'm following. Let's continue. Awesome. I see you are following. So because I want my UI to be exact, I will draw on my reference. So I've gotten somewhat the size of this black space. No, that's not the word. This black part of the design. Notice that the edges are curved, but not on all sides. The downside. How do I get that curve? This is looking bigger than my frame. I'll just put it inside like that. Check the other side. Okay, it's 390 now. So how do I get this curve? Let me just pick my color first. I'll go to my fill tool, use my item. This tool is powerful. Even if your Google is dark screen mode, with this tool you can you can work on it. Oh, I'm taking the wrong thing. So I'll use this, click on this. I have my dark mode. The next thing I want to do is my corner radius. So I'll come over here. I've selected that box. I'll come over, look at this appearance. This 0 is my corner radius. I'll set it to, let's say, 16. Let's see if it's almost, it's not as sharp as I want. I'll increase it to 20. I think 20 is perfect for what I want to do. But notice that my corner radius is on all sides, right? How do I remove for these two parts and leave just this downside? I'll click on it again. Come here, look at this other parts, individual corners. These parts at the edge, extreme edge. I'll click on it. You see 20, 20, 20 for all sides. I'll select the first two and give it 0. That's up, left and right. Then I'll leave down, left and right. You see I've achieved that seamlessly. Next thing I want to do, I want to bring in my battery. Which is this guy. I'll just copy it from there. You can copy or you click and drag. Let me just click and drag so it doesn't look complicated. So I'll just bring it, drag it inside like that. So I have my battery. You can see it, right? I'll align it to the top from my position. Just come here, click on align top. It's aligned to the top. The battery here looks transparent, right? It's not white. So I'll just remove the background first or make it black. What's this color? So let me check. I want to give you this color, but okay, this is 222 on up to 5. Then I add 4. I'll make it that color because I want it to just lay on it. Then I'm going to reduce the opacity to 20 so that when I'm doing my scrolling effects, you can just see the way it is. That's for that. Then for the white parts, I'll select it and change it to white. So it's sharp now, the way it should be. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to get my Google Lens. Let me see if this should work. If I click on this, let me see. Okay, it should work. But let me see the lens. Okay, the lens is normal. Maybe I'll just use the same text so I don't complicate issues. Let me use Inter. If I click on text and I click here, I'll type Google. Lense. Why am I always saying SE? Lens. All right, that's that. So I'll set it to Inter, INTR. I have that. So this is slightly different, but let's work with it. I'll make this from regular to medium or even semi-bold. Medium should be fine. Let's do semi-bold. I'll increase it from 17 to 20. As usual, you know my pattern, right? I'll bring it here to see if it's close to what I'm trying to replicate. I think 20 is small. Let's do 24. 24 looks too big. Let's now do 22. This is how you iterate your design. You keep checking until you get what you want. Okay, I noticed that the semi-bold looks too big. Let's keep it at medium. I think medium is perfect. It's not the same font, so I don't expect it to be the same size. So let's work with medium. I'll just bring it here, use my eye to just gauge it to where I feel it should be, align it to the center. Then let's get our cancel button. How do we get cancel button? I'm going to go to Iconify. I'll go to Iconify. Okay, I think I should just pause and ask this question. If you really want to learn this design and make money with it, type I want to learn this design. Type I want, if you really want to learn this design and make money with it, type I want to learn this thing. If you really want to learn this, if you want to learn this, type I want to learn it. I see the number of persons in class. I want to see you type it. If this is, let me tell you something. When it comes to making money online, a lot of persons have big desires, but they don't want to pay the price, right? They can't keep up with the assignment. They can't keep up with the lectures. But if you are watching this video, it means you really want to learn this stuff, right? So type, I really want to learn this. I really want to learn it. All right, awesome. Let's continue. Yeah, so how do we get our cancel? I'll go to right click, plugin, Iconify. By now your Iconify should be showing in the recent because you've been using it. I'll type cancel, CNCL, and I'll take something that's close to what I want. Let me check this guy. Okay, I think this should work. This should work. I'll just drag it like that. Is there any other icon I need to bring? Image, history, and more. So I'll type history, HISTORY. Yeah, that's history. I'll get something like this one. Then I'll type more. See, when it comes to Iconify, as long as you know the name of what you are trying to get, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. So I'll type more. You can see more, right? I'll look for something close, maybe this one. Then I need this image, camera. I don't know if camera or photo, which one works better. Okay, camera is perfect. Let's take a close look at this. Look at the way this one is. So let's see if we'll find something like that. If we don't, we'll look for something close. It's weekend. I don't want us to stay too long today, so that you can also, when you are doing your assignment, the video will not be too long. Okay, let's just use, I think my heart is knitting to this guy, but let me go forward and see if I'll find something better. If I don't, I come back to him. no time to waste time. Let's go with this guy. I'll just collect this one, drag it like that, and that's it. Then is there anyone that is better than that guy? But take note, is an outline, icon. So I'm not using field, I'm using outline. But that outline is not exactly like what we have there. But then we'll just work with something that's close. Let's work with that guy. It's perfect for what we want to do. So we have all our icons. For these other ones, the translate, the search, we already have them. So I'll just come to my old design and copy them. So what do we do next? This circle, I'll go to, see, when it comes to building UI, it's just putting elements together and knowing how to lay them. You get, so this is 76 by 76. I'll just click here, lock the ratio, make it 80 by 80, and I'll bring it to this point. It's in the middle like that. Then I'll use my eyedropper to steal this color. Eyedropper to steal that color. Then this guy is white. I'll just select it, come to this dark selection color, press F, changes it to white, and I'll put it like that. If it's behind, you right click and bring to front. You see that, right? I'm going to select both of them by holding shift, then I'll press shift A to put them inside auto layout to make them one element. Next thing I want to do, I want to arrange these guys. I'll take my more, bring it up here. Always work with this your line. So when you see the line, it's showing how aligned it is. So if I take it up a bit, showing that it's in the middle. I'll bring this other guy this way like that. Okay, I think that's close, too close. So let me give it a little bit of space. I've moved it forward. So let me just select all of them with, I'm holding shift on my keyboard. So I'll just give it white, F. This cancel looks smaller. You see that it's 16. I can see it. Let me make it 24. As long as this lock ratio is there, all sides will increase together. So I'll just drag it, and I'm following my layout grid. So I've done that. Yeah. Let me see if this guy is aligned to the middle. Let me just align it to the middle. It's aligned. So I will group, not Control G. I need to look for another word for grouping. Google Lens and this cancel. Select both of them by holding shift, press shift A to put them together. It's currently, this is the auto layout settings, currently set below. I'll put it in the middle like this. Then I'll do same for this. To select this, hold shift, press shift A to put them together. Why am I doing that? I'm still going to put all together, but I just want it to be aligned the way I want. So I'll hold shift again, select this guy. So I've selected all, press shift A, and let's see, they're all aligned together. And notice that they are staying on my layout grid. Ensure you are using your layout grid to lay out your elements, right? Next thing I want to do is I'll type my search with your camera, click on text, come over here, SEARCH with your camera. All right, amazing. This is 22. I'll just reduce it a bit. Let's say 16 is fine for this. If 16 is too small, I'll probably make it 20. 16 looks small. Let's confirm. You can see it, right? 16 looks small. Let's do 18. 18 is close, and I think 18 works perfectly. 18 is our go-to font size. Let's work with 18. I'll just bring it over here, give it that little space, align it to the middle properly. I'm going to select this one. The spacing between them is 19. Let me make it 20, even numbers. Remember, I'll press shift A. So I've put them together. Normally, I'm supposed to rename my frames. If you have the time, you can. That's how professional designers do. They name their frames, but it will take us time. So I will just, this frame has seen 440 something thousand. It's because I'm not naming my frames, right? So let's continue. 440 something thousand. It's because I'm not naming my frames, right? So let's continue. 440 something thousand. It's because I'm not naming my frames, right? So let's continue. 440 something thousand. It's because I'm not naming my frames, right? So let's continue. 440 something thousand. It's because I'm not naming my frames, right? So let's continue. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. So you see that if I turn off my layout grid by selecting my entire frame, if I come over here and turn it off, see that our design is coming to life, right? It's coming to life. Next thing now to be, I'll turn it on again because I need it. Next thing now to do is I'm going to build my translate, search, and homework. I'll just borrow these guys. I'll click, hold shift, click, hold shift, click. Holding shift and clicking is to select more than one item. So I'll just use alternate. Alternate is to duplicate. I'll use alternate, click and drag it to this frame. I didn't remove it here, I duplicated it. It's still there. So what am I going to do next? I really don't need the music and the, what's it called, photo. What I need is education and translate, right? So I'll just type, let me just, no, I don't use this box. I'll type translate, like TRANSLAT. I'll set it to 16. 16 medium is fine. Then I'll double click to enter inside this guy and take it out like that. I'll just drag it out, bring it close. Yeah, I can delete this guy, but this blue is not exactly like this one, so I need that exact color. I'll come over to my selection, choose that eyedropper tool, then pick any shade of the blue like that. And I have that. Next thing I want to do is I'll hold shift to select both of them. I've done that like that. You can align them to the mid if you want. Just come over here. Then I'm going to do shift A to put it in auto layout. The spacing between them is set to 9. Look at me here. I'll set it to 8, even number. If you forget anything, I mean, don't forget that I always make use of even number. So this auto layout now, the outline is close to the edge of this. So how do we make it look like this? Okay, before I even go, let me give it a stroke to get the outline. If I come here to stroke, I'll press plus. I've given it a stroke, but you see that the stroke is clinging to the element. How do I give this space? I'll come over to my, remember I set to auto layout. I'll come over here, look at it, auto layout. The spacing between items is 8. Then the padding value is 0 and 0. That's why it's clinching. So if I give this 8, you see that it has opened up. Now when you're telling someone to open up, don't hide secrets, open up. That's what I'm doing. So if I press enter, you see that 8 by 8 has opened up. Next thing I want to achieve is the corner radius. It's currently set to 0 under appearance. I'll click there, set it to 24. I want it to be very, very curvy. So I think that works perfectly. Let me do 10 so I can have more space. Okay, this is fine. How do I get the outline color? I'll still steal that one. I'll click on stroke. You must know how to steal like an artist if you are doing design. You must know how to steal. I can't carry out this color code on my head. So I need to learn how to replicate something that will look almost exactly. So I'll bring this up here. You see that I've gotten my outline, right? It's same thing for homework. I'll just use alternate to duplicate that. Remember, our move tool helps us to move items, right? Undo that. So next thing now to type is homework. HOMEWRK. Of course, I'm going to change the icon. I'll just click this and drag it inside. Then I'll select this guy. Before I delete it, I'll come over here and collect the color. Just copy that, Ctrl C. Select my homework education icon, Ctrl V, paste. Then I'll delete this guy. Then we need to have our search button. I'll bring this one here like that. Then alternate to duplicate. I'll just type search, SEARCH. See that the frame has reduced in size. That's because it's on auto layout. It seems my 10 is too much. Let me make it 8. So I'll select this first one, go over to my auto layout, give the padding 8 instead of 10. It has reduced the size. I'll do same here, 8 and 8 here too. All right, so we have that. It must not go over this place. Of course, I'm not done my search. How do I get my search icon? I think I have it here, but let's just use our plugin. I'll right click, go to plugins, iconify, search, search, enter. I'll take the second one, drag it in like that. Close this. Then I'm going to just put it inside, drag it and put it inside. Then I'll delete this first one. Before I delete, I need that blue color, so I'll just select. The blue color is looking somehow different. I guess it's because of the layout grid. You know, red and blue is making it look like purple. So I've collected that color. I'll select this guy, go to selection color, paste it, Control V, select the search, go to the black field, paste it. Then I'll delete this guy by selecting it. The search does not have an outline, but it has a blue fill. So how do I get my blue fill? I'll select the search, come over to the control panel, cancel the outline by pressing this minus on the stroke. You can see remove, right? I'll remove that, then I'll give the fill color, use the eyedropper to steal that color. So I have that. We're making progress. I'll take this out. So this is how I'm building my UI, right? Next thing I want to do is there's a line here. I think I drew one line the other day. Look at it. I'll just click on it, copy it, Control C. Or you can use alternate, but I just want to copy. I'll select the frame. When you want to paste an element in a frame, you select the entire frame, press Control V. It's going to paste in that same position. I'll take it up a bit. I think this is fine. Okay, let me just adjust all items like that. Okay, this is perfect. Next thing is our image, image. This is how you do your design process, and before long you'll be done and you get paid in dollars. That's the sweetest part, dollars. So this is looking smaller than what we have here. I'll make it 18. How do I get this exact color? I could just come over here. It's not exactly black, so I need that color. You can see my own, right? So how do we get these images? I'm going to teach you something amazing now. So these are boxes, right, with images inside. I'm not going to use this exact image, but I'll show you how to do yours. If you check your own Google, you'll notice that when you click on this search, this is how we got to this page. If you click on this search, it's going to bring you to this page, search item. So these images here are the images in your phone, right? So how do I achieve that? I'll come over to this toolbox, select the shape, and I'll just draw a square. Hold shift to draw a perfect square. I could probably set it to 90 by 90 for a start. Remember the way I mapped out the area for my navigation bar? I will do the same thing here. Since there are 4 boxes here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I set this to 90, I will duplicate it and see if all 4 of them will enter. I can do Control D again after duplicating once. Notice that, okay, let's see if I bring it inside. I think 90 works. 90 will work. What's the spacing between the item? Is 8. I could make it 6 to bring it inside together. So I think 90 will work. So use 90 by 90 for your box. Once I've done that, I will go to my WhatsApp. I'm not going to show you my WhatsApp screen today, but I have the images already. I'll copy this one, then come back to my design page. I'll come back to my design page, and I already taught you how to copy image from your WhatsApp. Ensure your WhatsApp is connected to your laptop. I'll paste here. You can see the image, right? Let me get another image. I'm getting this image from my WhatsApp, but I'm not sharing my WhatsApp screen. So if you are not seeing my screen, fear not, fear not. It's not magic. I'm getting it from, so I'll paste this image here. Use paste here. Let me see if I can get two more. Okay, I've gotten another one. So I want to assume these are the images in my mobile phone, right? I'll paste it here like that, paste here. Then I'll get another image if I can. But if I can't, I will repeat the image. Let me repeat this last one. Copy. What's going on? Hold on. Okay, yeah. Copy that. Come over here, paste it. Right click, paste here. Another thing you need to notice is that the images look curvy a bit. You can see it, right? It looks curvy a bit. So I'll just try to get that curve. I could select all of them and apply that effect at once. By holding shift, I'm selecting more than one item. I'll come to the corner radius and give it like, let's say 6. Let's see what 6 is perfect. 6 is perfect. So I'm going to put this in auto layout, shift A. You can see auto layout added. That means they are grouped together now. If I move it, you see that they are moving together. So that works. I will duplicate this, like alternate, bring it down. The spacing between item is 6. So I'm going to keep the space between these two also at 6. You can see it, right? Then I'll do that again. Hold alternate, drag this down. To save myself the stress, if I want to duplicate it more, I'll just select the 3 of them, then do shift A again to put it in auto layout. So auto layout is an amazing tool in Figma that you can use to do a lot, right? So since I put all 3 items on auto layout, if I just select this last one and I press Ctrl D, it will keep duplicating it. I will do it. See, this blue line is showing the length inside the frame. I'll keep doing it till I get a reasonable size. I think this is fine. Why I'm doing this is called overflow. Type overflow. If you got that, this is called overflow. Overflow is what's going to cause the scrolling effect. Overflow is what's going to cause the scrolling effect. So when you are doing your own, ensure you put the auto layout and you do that overflow effect. Even this thing we did in our last class, this exact thing we're trying to achieve here is to cause the overflow effect. Notice that this frame is longer than the normal frame. At the end of the day, we are going to put this design inside this smaller frame, right? Are we getting? Okay, let me quickly teach us how to do this guy. You know, in the last class, we used a rectangle to just map out that area. So I want to show you how to get it right now. So let's just do that. But this case, like I said, this is quite complicated. You can use maybe circle. I don't want to do this in this class. I really don't want to do this. Let's leave this. It's complicated. Let's do for iPhone. You know this iPhone bar, right? Even if you are using Android, it doesn't matter. We'll all use iPhone, except you can achieve this by yourself. So how do you get for iPhone? I'll just get a rectangle. The rectangle we used earlier, I updated my design after the class, was it had a height of 40. So I'll just see the height 33 currently. I'll set it to 40. Make the fill color white, F into 6 places. Then I'll draw another rectangle to get this iPhone bar. The height is 7. I'll make it 6. Then I'll give the corner radius 12. So I will have that curve. Then I want to use this same color for that bar. So I'll use my eyedropper. I'll just come here, double click on that till I get there. You keep double clicking till you enter inside because it's frame inside frame. So I've gotten there. I'll just scroll to this control panel and get the color. It's 5A, 5A, 5A. I could copy it, click on this, or yeah, then come here and paste it. Or I could just type the code 5A, 5A. So I've gotten that. I'm going to bring, this is you doing your minimize navigation, but I'll put it in the middle like that. Then hold shift, select the rectangle, put it in auto layout with shift A. I've just done that. So I have this. So if there's a rectangle here, if you mapped out this area from the last class, all you just need to do is to come over here, click on this one you've created, press Ctrl C, select, click on that rectangle, right click and replace. Once you replace it, it's going to replace that rectangle there, right? Remember, it has a white fill. I'm not replacing mine. I won't do that because it took me a lot to create that one. I'm just replacing. So I can't just replace it like that. That's a whole lot of design effort. So I'll press Ctrl Z to undo that. All right, I have my design back. So that's how you create your iPhone minimize. Let's now continue. We've gotten our design to this point. Next thing we want to do now is to prototype. Somebody type prototype. Prototype is you creating your demo. Type prototype if you are ready. But before then, let's arrange our design. Remember, this design is halfway done. How do I arrange it? I'll click on this frame. I'll duplicate it. I don't like scattering my design. When you duplicate it to this point, right? Remember, I've gotten this longer frame, this long frame. So I'll just select this long frame now. Come over here to the edge, hold Control on your keyboard. Let me sound it well. Hold Control. I'm holding Control now on my keyboard. The reason why you're holding Control is so that you won't distort the elements. You will not distort the elements in your design. So I want to adjust this frame. I've selected the frame. You can see the blue highlight. It means the frame selected. If I click on this one, you see that I've selected this guy. So I'll select this frame, come down, hold Control. Why did I bring this one close? I want to reduce this first frame to be exactly this height. That's why I'm bringing this close. So I'll hold Control. Or before I even do that, let me, okay, it's not a bad idea. So I'll just select it, hold Control on my keyboard, then click and drag up. See that the elements are hiding. They are there. You can see it when I hover around, you can see the blue outline. It means there's something inside that frame that is overflowing. So you just do it gradually. When you get to the length, the height of this one, you will see this. Can you see that? Let me zoom out so you see what I'm trying to say. You will see this red asterisk. It means you've gotten the height. Can you see the asterisk on the second frame? If you can, I'm sure you can. So once you do that, you stop there. If I check the height of this frame now, come over here, you see the height is 844. If I click on the second one, the height is also 844. So it's the same height. Because I have my navigation bar and my phone navigation bar, I'll hold shift, select the both of them like that, Ctrl C, copy it, click on this frame. When you want to copy an item from one frame to another frame, if you copy and paste, it's going to paste it on the same position. So as I've copied these guys now, I'll just click on this frame and paste it there. It's going to paste, you can see paste it on the same position. Because they have the white fill, you can see that my design is now behind it, right? We're making progress. We're about to prototype. So if I take this away from here, I rarely delete my design because it costs me a lot to do design. So I can just keep it aside, but I don't delete my designs. So I'll bring it like that. So we have our two screens designed and delivered. Let me turn this off. So you see our two screens designed and delivered. For my screenshot, I noticed that we have the phone navigation bar, but look at it, it looks transparent, right? Means there is an opacity effect added. What will I do? I'll copy it from here. I'm not selecting both this time. I'll just copy the phone navigation bar. If you can't achieve this, it's not a problem. Just use a white rectangle. Control C that. Select this. Remember I said if you are copying an item from a frame and you want to paste it in another frame, it's going to paste it in the same position. So I've just done that. But mine is not transparent and it's looking like it's never aligned to the bottom. Are you seeing this? So I have to align it to the bottom. It's going to be the same thing in the other frame. So I have to go and align both. So I'll just align to the bottom like that. If I go over here and do that, because it's white, you can see the blue stuff, right? There's extra space. So I'll click on it, bring it down once. I've done that. You see the space here? I'll click on the nav bar, bring it down. Okay, it's covered. So how do I do that transparency effect? I'll select this guy, come over to the fill color, it's set to 100%. I'll give it like 30. Oh, it's too much. 30 is too much. Let's do 50. I think 50 is not as bad as, okay, it's close to this, but it's too. Let's do 70. These are, design is all about iteration. Okay, 70 is just perfect, not too shouty, and it's transparent. So what about two design? Next thing we want to do now is, if you've not gotten this overflow, let me show you something. This overflow, if you don't have it, this thing we want to do will not work for you, right? Because we want to show our design when, okay, yeah. Okay, let's get our phones. Okay, no, you're using your phone to watch. Later, when you are watching the video, we're about to prototype. Later, when you are watching the video, you will notice that, let me see if I can show you. You will notice that, notice this. See the Google search, it's not really obvious, but you can see it. If I scroll it up, that search bar is not going to leave my screen, it's going to stick at the top. Let me bring it down. So if I scroll it up like this, I see what's happening. The search bar is sticking. It's called stick at the top. So I'm going to do that effect in course of this prototyping, right? So let's continue. If I go over to my design, I'll do it in a way that when I scroll, this search bar is going to stick at the top. So let's start prototyping. How do we do our prototype? There are two ways to test your prototype. You can test it in your screen, or you can test on your phone. We'll apply the two, but we'll test on our screen first. Then we'll now apply it on our phone. I'll show you how to do that. So how do I prototype? Let me delete this guy. I'll select the frame I want to prototype. See my control panel, we have design and prototype. Design and prototype. I'll click on prototype, right? Then I'm going to come to this present, this thing that looks like a play button. I'll click on the drop down, then select preview. Can you see my design on my phone? Some of you may not have this phone frame. Let me show you how to get it. In case you do preview, you are not seeing a phone frame. We are using iPhone 13 and iPhone 14. Just click outside, right? If you go to prototype mode, you are not selecting anything. Just come to the, can you see phone setting? Yours may be on no device. If I do no device and I go back to that preview, see what's going to happen. Maybe yours might be like this. Preview. I see now this one is showing. It's not showing the phone. But if you want to see the phone, you click outside. Let me just close this. Don't select any of this. Go to prototype, go to device, select that frame size you are using. Because I'm using iPhone 13 and 14, I'll just look for, this is iPhone 14 and 13. So this will work. You can see 390 by 844. That's my frame size. You can even select how you want the frame to be red, but just keep it simple. Let's do the midnight. So if I select this guy now and I come to preview, want to prototype now, if I go to preview, not present to preview, you can see, did I select the right frame? No, I don't think okay. I'm using iPhone 13 and 14. Why did I even teach you this part? Okay, yeah, it's the right frame. It's not rendering well. Okay, it's back now. You can see even my notch is normal. The battery, the Wi-Fi, and the time, everything is normal. So if I scroll now, I'm trying to scroll, nothing is happening. So the first prototype we are going to do is the scrolling effect. The scrolling effect. Somebody type scrolling effect. That's the first prototype we are going to do. Scrolling effect. Scrolling. Let me type with you guys. Scrolling effect. That's the first prototype we are going to do. Scrolling effect. All right, amazing, amazing. Scrolling effect. Scrolling effect. Type scrolling effect if you are following me. Type. The first prototype we are doing is scrolling effect. Scrolling effect. So right now I'm trying to scroll, but it's not scrolling. I'm moving my mouse, it's not scrolling. But if I want to scroll now, I'll come here now on the design. While I'm selecting the frame, I'll come to, we're in prototype mode now. So you see scroll behavior. You see that no scrolling. You see that? That's why it's not scrolling. So if I change this to vertical, that's the first prototype we're doing. If I come over here now and scroll, you see what will happen. Oh, I'm not selecting it. So you select that and okay, something is not correct. It's supposed to scroll. Hold on. But we'll set it to scrolling, right? I think the rendering is causing problem. Let me close this and render it again. You can see it is scrolling now, right? It's scrolling. Can you see it? But there's an issue. If you notice, if you have sharp eyes, if you have if you have sharp eyes, you notice something is wrong in my scrolling effect. Notice that the navigation bar is also scrolling alongside, right? The battery is also scrolling alongside. That's not what I want. That's not what I want for this design. So how do we fix that? You can see, look at my nav bar now, it's scrolling. That's not what I want. Look at my battery, it's scrolling too. Pay attention, we're doing the major thing right now. So I want to make my battery not to scroll. How do I do that? I'll come over here, select only the battery. Come over to we're in prototype mode. I say scroll with parents. I will select this and say fix, don't scroll, stay where you are. So if I come now and scroll, let me select everything again. If I scroll, I see that my battery is not scrolling, is now fixed, but my navbar is still playing with them. I don't know where it's going to. Let's stop that play right now. I'll click on the navbar. I say scroll with parent. Take your time when you are doing your own. Take your time. I'll change it to fix. Stay where you are. I think this one is also set to fixed. That's why it has not been scrolling from the beginning. So if I come over here now and let me select the frame again. When we're done with this, we'll now test it on our phone. If I scroll now, you notice that the battery is not scrolling, navbar is not scrolling, phone navbar is not scrolling too. But every other thing is scrolling, right? But like I said, this guy here, I want it to stop here while others will scroll under it, right? So how do we achieve that? I'll click on this guy. Let's go back to design mode. I'll click on this guy. I've clicked on it. I'll right click and frame it. When I frame it, there's going to be a frame on it, right? I will hold control on my keyboard, click and drag it up. Hold control. I see that I'm increasing the frame height while the search bar is not moving, right? I'm trying to achieve something. So I will just take it to an X and let's say to this point. Why am I doing this? I want when I scroll to when this thing scrolls up, it will stop at the edge, right? And this guy will just stick. So let's go back to our prototype. I'll click on prototype. I see scroll with parents. I'm selecting that frame. I'll click on it and say others we have been saying fix. Now say stick at the top, meaning if it gets to the top, it will just stick there and others will scroll on there. So if I click stick at the top, let's now test it. I'll select the main frame again. So we've applied two scrolling effects. Stay in one place, stick at the top. Let's do that. Rendering was okay. Look at it now. Are you seeing what's happening? You see that the Google search is staying at the top, but something is going wrong. Other elements are going on top it, right? Which is not also cool. How do I stop that? I'll come over to my design. Design is all about iteration. Iteration means you keep doing it till you get what you want. I'll click on it again. Then I'll right click and bring it to the front. So it will be at the top of the layer. If you check your layer now, see it. Oh God, yeah. If you check your layer, you notice that that one is at the top, right? So we've achieved that. Bring to front, right click, bring to front. So if I check it now, you will see what I'm talking about. Rendering. You can see that, right? That's amazing. So this is what I want to achieve. Are you seeing it? So if you check, let me check my phone. If you check your, don't leave the class. Okay, you notice that that's how it works. So every other thing will now go behind it, right? So, but it looks like this space is too much. I will iterate again. I'll just come over to design mode and reduce that frame a bit. Hold control when you are doing this, click and drag it small. You see that it has reduced, right? So that's it. That's how you do your prototype. For the scrolling effect, you can see every other thing is going behind it, right? So as long as you have more of these cards, your scrolling effect will keep going like that. You see? We'll test this on our phone. Don't worry, in a short while we'll test. Next thing we want to do now is, okay, we've done the scrolling effect. We've done the stick at the top for the sad bar. We've done the fix in place. I told you the scrolling effect is happening because of the overflow. The overflow from these guys. Are you seeing that overflow? It means we're also going to have a scrolling effect here if you want, right? But I don't want to bore you with so many. This is what I can achieve is one step at a time. But we've achieved the scrolling effect for the first screen and the stick at the top. You can see it, right? If I want to even make this guy a bit faint, I can just select it. The fill is currently set to 100. I can make it, let's say, let's do 40, so that you have that transparency effect. Are you seeing it? I think 40 is too much. Let it just stay where it was. Let's do 70. 70 is only bad. All right, so that's what I want to achieve. You can see as the thing is scrolling beneath the status bar, that's the bar that has your time, your network, and all of that. There's that overlay on it, right? Let me make it 8. Okay, 80 is perfect. 80 is perfect for the job. So we have our scrolling effect. Next thing I have to do now is when I click on this button, this image button, I want it to take me to this page. And when I click on cancel, I want it to bring me back to this page. How do we achieve that? I'll just separate the frame a bit, like just shift it. Once you select the frame, you just see that what's going on here? Is it rendering again? Rendering issue. Okay, so I will just do something like this. Okay, let me take this from auto layout, Control Shift G. To remove element from auto layout, to press Control Shift G. Okay, I don't like, okay, it's now cool. I don't like the way it was rendering. Okay, okay, we are good. Where is my Google for the second page? Google, where are you? All right, okay. Okay, so we have that, right? So what I want to do is if I click on this image, it should bring me to this. But how do I achieve that? I'll go again to prototype, then select this image, that button. When you select a button, you will see these nodes, right? You click on any of them and drag to the page you want to. Okay, when I click here, it should take me to this page, right? I see the trigger on tap, action, navigate to this next page. Let me even rename the page to Google Lens, GOOGLELENS. Then I'll name this to home page, HOMEPAGE. Right, so when I click on this to edit that, I'll just click on the prototype line. So the trigger is when I tap on this, it should navigate to this. How should it move? I'll change from instant to smart animate. Ease out 300 is fine. So let's try it. If I click on this now, see that it has changed. So next thing is if I click on this cancel, it should bring me back to the home page. So I'll come over here, click on this cancel. You see the nodes. Once you select it, just take the node, click and drag it back to this page. What's the trigger? On tap, navigate to home page because I've named my page. So smart animate ease out. Once you change it the first time, to maintain that trigger, except you want to change it again. So I have that. Let's click and find out. So if I click, you see that, so I can scroll, click. Would have done more, but because of time, would have prototyped more, design more, but because of time, just work with these three prototyping I've done. We've done the stick at the top. We've done the scrolling effect, and we've done the click and send to another page, something like that. So we've done stick at the top, scrolling effect, fix in one place, then click and take you to another page, right? So that's the prototype for now. You can close this. And yeah, so these are it. If I click on cancel, takes me to the home page. I can scroll. You saw the way I was doing my iteration. So maybe when you do your own at first, and you notice that your elements are not going properly, you can come back and arrange it. You understand? Take your time. You notice that this other guy is moving along. Make it fix at one place. Make this one sticky. All of you do your assignment after this class, and I will expect to check it out. So let me now show you how to, our scrolling effect is working. Then this button is working. If I cancel it, it comes back. Our stick at the top is also working. Notice that I made this a bit faint. I'm using 80% opacity. For this other guy, I'm also using, I think it's 80%. This might nav bar, just like my design is. So how do you do this on your phone? Let me quickly show you that. And that'll be all for today's class. Till we meet again. How do we test this on our phone? Give me a second. Let me drink water. But if you are getting value and you follow through what I've just done, type I'm getting value. Type I'm getting value. If you are getting value, if you got value, type you got value. If you've learned something new, I'm sure you have to use it on Figma right now. How to test this stuff. Remember I told you guys to download Figma app and sign in with the email you used to create your account. So this is my Figma app here. It's somewhere around there. Look at my Figma app. You can see it, right? So I'll click on that app. I'm already signed in. when you are testing your prototype, we've done our testing on the screen. I want to test it here. So I'm going to log in. I think I'm not logged in. No, let me log in now. I'll just log in now. Let me not talk about money. But this thing I'm teaching you, that's what I do for a living, and it's paying my bills. So if you want to change, you want to do something in the tech space, right? You want to earn more money. This skill can change everything for you. I'm trying to log in right now. Use your exact account. Use your exact account to use you're using for your design, because it's this app is going to help you mirror your design, and you'll be able to do what you are doing. Most professional designers make use of this app to what's it called? They make use of the app to test their design. I'm already signed in now, so I'll continue with the mobile app. So what I have here is the design on our screen. I want to take it to my phone. So once you are logged in, it's going to show like this. You will see all your recent designs. I have a lot on my Figma. So what do? There's a button here on the nav bar. I wish I can bring it close, but if I come too close to the camera, you won't see it again. So at the extreme right, you see mirror. If I click on that mirror, it's going to mirror my design. It's saying I should select a frame. So I'll go back to my design. I'll go back to my design, and let me show my this thing. I'll go back to my design and select a frame. I'll select a frame. So once I select this frame, it's going to show my, okay, it's mirroring now. Begin mirroring. So once I've selected a frame, it's going to show on my mobile phone. I'll show you shortly. It's trying to mirror it on my phone. Once it comes up, I'll show you. It's loading. So those things we're doing on the screen, I'll do it in my phone and display it to you. Once I improve my technology, I think when I'm operating my phone to be showing on the system. All right, so yeah, I have it here. This is the design. This is the Google design we did in class. You can see everything, right? This is not Google from my phone, it's our design. So if I scroll now, you see the scrolling. Are you seeing that? Look at the sad bar, it's also sticking. Are you seeing that it's sticking there? So if I scroll like that, I can just scroll. You can see me. So the Figma app is helping you mirror your design, right? Most professional designers, when they use it for testing. So when they are done doing design and prototyping, they'll just put it on their phone and test how the flow is going to go, right? So you can see mine now. See it. See that my battery is fixed at the top. My Google search is sticking. So we did about 3 different prototypes. Is it 3? Fix, scrolling, stick, and moving to another screen. So let's move to another screen. So if I click on this tonight, to take me to the next, you see that it has gone to that screen. If I click on cancel, it takes me back. So I click on this, it takes me to the next screen. I click on cancel, it takes me back. So this is how you do your prototyping. I would like you to go back to your space. Go back to your space and get your hands dirty. Go back to your space, get your hands dirty. If you are stuck, pause the video, watch again. If you are stuck, pause the video and watch again. If you are watching this video right now, you've not subscribed to my channel, you are doing the wrong thing. Trust me. Trust me, you are doing the wrong thing. And I'll try my best to figure you out. In the next class, I'll be talking about freelancing. I'll kick you out. Don't mind me, that's a lighter note, right? But if you've not subscribed to the channel, why not? Click on the subscribe button. The transition effect is smart animate. Smart animate. We have option for instant. We have option for smart animate. Use smart animate, ease out. Let me just show you. Smart animate. So when you click on this, when you draw this your line, if I click on it, I can edit the trigger. This thing I'm teaching, it took me more than what am I saying? More than 8 months of my career to even know that if I click on the line, I can get this thing. So some of these things I'm teaching is my wealth of experience, right? So when you click on the line, the trigger is going to pop up. So see the trigger, when I tap on this guy, it should take me, you select the destination. You don't need to select. Once you move the arrow like that, it already automatically prefills the destination. Then yours might be on this smart animate might be on instant. Change it from this to smart animate. The first one is ease in. Just keep that ease in or ease out. Ease out or ease in. I think I was using ease out. So if I click now, it goes there just like that. Then if I cancel it, so that's how it works. So that will be all for today's class. You guys have been awesome. You followed through for this how many days now? There is yet more from where this is coming from. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you very much for staying to the end. You are here design change my life. I want you to change yours, right? So keep up with your assignment, keep up with your tasks, and we'll get the dollars together. If you got value, type I got value as I end the stream. You got value, type I got value. You've not subscribed, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Even after this 2 weeks class, right? I'll be posting content. You can learn from me. You can learn other things. I'm also going to show you how to start your own journey. 2 weeks is not enough to learn this skill. I'm going to guide you how to start your journey. So our next class will be freelancing, how to get the remote job. Those jobs that will pay you up to $5,000 per month, $1,000 per month, $2,000 per month, and you'll be on La Vida. Thank you very much for staying to the end. Goodbye and God bless you.